What's up everybody, it's Saga. We're back in Palworld, and today guys I'm going to be showing you some really cool base locations that I've found recently. I don't think I've seen anyone talk about some of these base locations, so I'm going to show you exactly where to find them. They're going to have infinite ore, some really cool coal, some quartz in some of them, just some really good things for you to build a base around. Just keep in mind, if you do like this style of content, leaving me a like really helps to get the video out to other trainers, and consider subscribing if this video helped you out. And let's move on to the first base location. Each location will be timestamped below, by the way. So starting this one off, we're at 207 105. And the reason I'm picking this base location is for a few reasons. First off, this one has iron, this one has quartz here. This is my primary quartz base, and I use this one quite a bit because I live, as you probably know, because I showed you guys in the previous video, over here. And this is where I primarily come and get my quartz. Now, by no means is this going to be like the best location for you to kind of live in. But if you want some decent ore and you want a decent quartz location, this is going to be a good base. This can probably be closer to more of an outpost style base than an actual full functioning base. But this will cover all your quartz needs that you'll ever need in the game, which is also really good. And then you'll get a little bit of residual iron and ore and stuff so that you can, you know, be sustainable to some degree outside of just having quartz. You can drop some Anubises here and just have them go crazy and just mine all this up. So this is going to be the first base location. Now as you fly around the area, you'll notice there's sulfur veins. There's also little boss fights here. There's the Pal Tower there. More sulfur here. And while this isn't going to be the best base in the world, of course, this is going to still give you access to pretty much all the resources you would ever need. You need a little bit of sulfur, you need a little quartz, some iron, some stone, whatever the case you need a little bit of. You can always come to this base outpost and get every single one of those resources, but you're not necessarily going to get a ton of supplies from it. So this is going to be the first base spot. Let's move on to the next one. So on to my next base location, and we're at negative 464. Negative 687, and this one is going to be in the South Mount Obsidian area, and you're going to need a little bit of heat resistance. I'm going to show you an easy way to get it while you're here, by the way. But this place has multiple coal nodes as well as one iron node. This is another really cool location because one is very elevated. It's going to be pretty defendable in general. Not many things are going to attack you. If it does, it's going to attack you from this direction here, so you can pretty much maybe just wall off here, wall off there, and just have some defenses up. No, you could probably even set up on this plateau here if you wanted to, and just have a mining outpost down here, just mining everything up. Either way, you're going to have a pretty decent base that has really good defense and some okay ore nodes. Down here, you also have access to sulfur. You're probably going to come down here and gather these. So in this one spot, you have access to all of the major resources that you're gonna need. On top of this, not too far away, as you can see here, there's a little fisher village here that you can actually get access to, which have wandering merchants, pal merchants, stuff like that. So it's actually not too far off from just having a pretty complete base where you can just trade for good resources. You can get your flame armor. That guy sell weapons and bullets and stuff as well, so you have access to some pretty reasonable supply of like bullets and other materials to keep you kind of going in this area. This place is much better than the last one, as that one's more of an outpost, but you can definitely set up a base here. That's why I'm putting this one in the 2 spot. Let's move on. So moving on to arguably the best spot that I'm going to be showing in this video, and this one is located at negative 419, negative 607, and check this spot out. So you have access to all this ore here. You have more ore, more ore, more ore, so you're going to have plenty of iron ore, so you can just create whatever you need. You have some sulfur nodes here. I believe down here there's some more sulfur, which you can go down to and like mine yourself. More iron there. More iron. I'm gonna call everything iron. Sorry guys, I just can't shake it. I know it's called ore, but I'm gonna call it iron. But there's a lot more iron ore here, and you can just pretty much build whatever you want. On top of this, from a defense location, it's pretty damn good. It's not the flattest of lands. Like, you could probably do the slide trick down here, but it's not that flat. It's not that flat, but it's still a pretty okay spot. You can probably build a gate like here and cut this off, and then your back is pretty much covered, so nothing's going to attack you from the back because it's super fortified here. And you have access to what I think is like one of the best places in Mount Obsidian. The only negative is you don't have coal here, but again, coal isn't that crazy. You could just get another base for it. This is going to be in my third spot. Really cool base location. I would definitely consider this as a base spot to, you know, maybe build it. So moving on to our next base location, we're going to be located at -547, -431. And this one, once again, is in the lava section. Sorry guys, I know this video has been pretty hot, but I really like this location. As you can see, we have access to iron here. We have access to more ore here, more ore here. We have some stone here. This isn't that big of a deal. And then you have your sulfur nodes all scattered around here, giving you access to all the sulfur. Also on top of this place, it's a bit of a flat with like a solar panel, but there's some ore here, some sulfur and stuff here that you could in theory, like, you know, come and get if you need some more sulfur. And let me drop down really fast. And so look at the base location itself. Like, it has lava, and lava is going to be like very defendable because, again, they're gonna have to like touch it. Like, you could build a wall around your base, and if anything attacks you from the ground, they're just gonna burn. Like, from like an NPC perspective, I don't know about PvP, but from an NPC perspective, like the humanoids, they're gonna come here and they're just gonna burn themselves touching this stuff. So it's a pretty cool base location. Honestly, as you can see here, it does a lot of damage. But it's a pretty cool base location that I really like. You have stone, you have ore, you have access to a pretty large area, and honestly, it's a pretty okay base location. Now, finally, onto one of my favorite locations. I don't think many players talk about this one, and this one is going to be located at -775, -670. Now, this location is really nice because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 iron ore locations where you can get a lot of ore. Also, let's look at the land. It is very, very flat. It is not very easy for your pals to get stuck. You have to mine all the trees and stuff, or chop down all the trees and stuff. But it's a pretty flat location, making it fairly easy for you to, like, you know, not get stuck on things. Of course, you have a nice little seaside view, which is really nice on top of that. And over here, there is one sulfur ore, which, you know, isn't a lot. But again, you have sulfur built into the base, which isn't terrible. Your sulfur is probably not going to be like that heavily needed, but, you know, still, you have access to it. So it makes a pretty okay location. Now, that's the base over there. And up here, you could, in theory, just grab yourself some coal here. So this is going to be some access to coal. It's a little bit further away, of course. But again, this is a really decent base location because, again, you have access to every resource within a reasonable location. This could actually be another base location video. Ignore that. But yeah, this is going to be a really decent location for you guys to get like a pretty cool mining location and or a main base setup, mainly because it's just so damn flat. There's not that many flat locations, and I think having a flat location is like almost always going to be better than having like a rugged one. And again, yeah, this is going to be the final base location for the video. There you have it, guys. Those are my 5 new base locations that I found in Palworld. These locations are a little bit off the beaten track for sure, but they're definitely pretty damn good, especially like the last one and I believe the third one. Those base locations are actually really solid that no one really talks about, and they can be really good locations for a main base, outpost, or just pretty much anything you want. Now, once again, if this video did help you out, guys, consider leaving me a like as well as possibly subscribing to the channel and, you know, joining the family. And I'll see you guys in the next Palworld video very, very soon. Later.